you know, you're one of the greatest strikers to ever play in the Premier League. He's a young player coming in at Manchester United. What are your thoughts on Cesco?
I think he's going through a bit of a tough time in terms of goal score, but I think what he brings, and I agree with what Adam said in terms of, I think the keeper's come in and done well, and he's been more direct into Cesco. But what we're seeing now is he can compete. He does hold the ball up better than Højlund does. And we're seeing as the ball's going up to him, and Mbeumo making runs in behind, Cunha making runs in behind, Mason Mount at times when he's playing making runs in behind. And so because they know he'll compete and he'll win flick-ons and he'll do that. So I think he's been better than what people maybe suggesting. But I still think he needs to just get the ball, lay it off, get in the box, and hope the chances are created for him. But I think he's been okay. I think he'll come good.
We'll get back to Wazza in just a quick second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification button so that you know when the next Big D video hits. And as ever, if there's something on your mind, if something is bubbling up inside of you that you need to express, please express it in the comments. The Big D reads all of the comments, and he's always interested in what is on your mind. Anyway, in this clip, our former illustrious captain, Wayne Rooney, and arguably greatest goal scorer that we've ever had, talks everything Manchester United. He talks Cesco, Amorim, and the current upturn in form for the club. And he talks about what it means for the club moving forward as well. But it's a good clip. I really like this clip. There's some interesting points made. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now. Here's the clip. Stick around for after the clip because the Big D is going to elaborate on everything that is mentioned in the clip. Anyway, here's Wazza.
But generally, it's just good to feel a little bit settled, going into every game feeling like there's a team that can dig in, fight, and are playing a little bit better to the manager's system. I also think he's changed it a bit. We've probably gone a little bit more direct than usual. I think Bryan Mbeumo has been incredible. He's better than I thought he was. Obviously, he was great for Brentford, but he's better than I thought he was. Cunha's been great, despite I think he's only got one goal for us, but I think his all-round performance, he was fantastic at Anfield as well in terms of taking the pressure off, wasting a bit of time. I thought Gary Neville had a shocker on Cesco. He kind of digged him out a little bit, and I think there's plenty more to come from Cesco, but one of the things he mentioned was his link-up play and his ability to link up with Cunha and Mbeumo, but I think that's been the best thing about him when he's played. One of the things that Rasmus Højlund didn't offer us was a back-to-goal player, someone that could bring the ball in and join up with the other players, and I think he has done that. But we've still got those issues in the midfield. Casemiro can't play more than 60 minutes a game. I still hate the fact that Kobbie Mainoo isn't in this team. I feel like he's the kind of player we have to have in the side. But generally, it's good to feel good about Manchester United again, although we've got Crystal Palace next, which is difficult.
Do you feel... Is the feeling good just because the feeling's not bad? What I'm trying to say is, what you're seeing in the last few weeks, and we've all been there as supporters, where your club's on a bad run. It was like this a few weeks ago for Liverpool. Yeah. You're just happy when you win a game. Forget how you won it. It's just like, you feel good. Is it because you're getting results, or do you actually see something with the manager, the way the team are playing, that you think, actually, the bigger picture, this could work, this could move forward, or is it just,
I think a little bit of both. Obviously, we were starved of consistent results. We didn't win back-to-back games for a long time, and then you beat Sunderland, you get a few wins, you go to Anfield and win, which we hadn't done, I think it was like since you scored there, 2016, 17, I think it would have been 10 years if we had won there. So just getting those kind of wins feels nice. But I also think there has seemed to be a penny drop with this team. There's still areas we can improve, like the midfield, but it does feel like the team is getting the manager's system a little bit more.
But I think it's, when you look what's happened at Man United over the last 10 years, for some of them players, when we talk about Liverpool players and Van Dijk in particular coming out, and the players have been battered, absolutely battered for the last few years. So now they've got a couple of results, and you can see confidence coming back in them. The manager as well, he's needed them results for himself to, get over. We haven't won 2 games back to back, whatever. So I think you can see a bit more confidence. What I think is, on Saturday there was a time where they were in second place, and I still think the players need to be ready for that and be used to that, because, as you said, I think they thought, right, we win this game, we're in second place, and then go a bit cautious and think, oh, we need to not concede, where actually you can go and get another goal and win the game. But I think they're gradually getting better, gradually improving.
I think the manager's next game or the date, November the 24th, is the Wayne Rooney derby. The Wayne Rooney derby is Man United v Everton, isn't it? Man United's next game. A year in, so where are you at right now? The question I asked to Adam, are you just happy United are winning, or do you actually see something going forward? You actually think, okay, it's been a really tough first year, but things are starting to improve.
Yeah, no,
it's just getting good results.
It's been really tough for anyone connected with the club, what's been going on. And I was critical of Amorim a few weeks back, and because emotionally you want them to do well, and you know, can boil over a little bit. But I think we are seeing them improve. I think players are getting to know each other a bit better as well. The new players coming into the team. I still would like to see Bruno a bit further up the pitch. I think, you know, what he can give you further up the pitch is far greater than what he can a bit deeper. So I'd like to see that. And you know, I think January will be interesting to see if they can get players to come and help them, you know, have that little push to try and get into Europe or the top 4. Top 5, well, I don't even know what it is now. Champions League top 6, is it? Top 5. So, but yeah, no, I think gradually we're starting to see better signs, which you have to be realistic and say, are they going to win the league? No, they're not. Can you possibly sneak into the top 4 or 5 and keep yourself in the round come the end of the season? But no, I think we're gradually seeing improvements.
I think the signings I think the signings under Ineos have been. I've been critical of a lot of their decisions that they've made, especially like ticket pricing and things like that. But the signing, like you look at De Ligt, he looks like a leader for us. I think he's been excellent at the back. Lenny Yoro's fantastic. And you're seeing their kind of transfer policy pay off a little bit as well. I think bringing the lads they did bring in the summer, whilst we would have liked a little bit more, the signings have worked. And we're not wasting as much money in terms of transfer fees anymore.
Well, the recruitment before that was horrendous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was shambolic.
Like the players, they were just bringing names in, and when you look at Lukaku, Zlatan, good players, but they were just bringing Pogba, coming back, whatever. They're just bringing names in and spending enormous amounts of money, which, you know, it's going to take a bit of time to actually get over their mistakes.
You said Gary Neville had a shocker. They were on his that was his comments.
I feel like he tries to be.
Don't backtrack now.
No, I'm not. I'm about to say more.
Receipts.
I feel like he tries to be so unbiased that he goes too far the other way, and he just ends up saying
you know what?
Crazy things.
Every point, I get that off Liverpool fans. Don't worry, it's part of the deal. But it was about Cesco, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's your you know, you're one of the greatest strikers to ever play in the Premier League. He's a young player coming in at Manchester United. What are your thoughts on Cesco?
I think he's going through a bit of a tough time in terms of goal score, but I think what he brings, and I agree with what Adam said in terms of, I think the keeper's come in and done well, and he's been more direct into Cesco. But what we're seeing now is he can compete. He does hold the ball up better than Højlund does, and we're seeing as the ball's going up to him, and Mbeumo making runs in behind, Cunha making runs in behind, Mason Mount at times when he's playing making runs in behind, and so because they know he'll compete and he'll win flick-ons and he'll do that. So I think he's been better than what people maybe suggesting, but I still think he needs to just get the ball, lay it off, get in the box, and hope the chances are created for him. But I think he's been okay. I think he'll come good.
Okay, so
yeah, I agree with most of what's been said in this clip, to be quite honest. There's been some interesting points, and it's nice to see that Adam McCullough is not on the verge of a breakdown for a change. It's nice to see Adam doing well, because no one, I don't care who you support, should be getting as stressed out as Adam does over a game of football. But hey-ho, at least the guy's passionate. But still, yeah, I agree with the things that he said. And I agree in terms of, I think the penny's dropped with this particular team. And I agree in the sense that we've become a lot more direct. And it's easy to be direct when you've got a player like Benjamin Šeško up front, who's good with the flick-ons, he's good with the ball at his feet, he can lay it off to all of his other players. And yeah, Man United look good. We do. And I agree in the sense that the past couple of games that we've drawn, those were there to be won. We should have won them, really. So it's a shame that we couldn't just see those out. And I think that perhaps once we get the central midfield sorted, that might give a little bit more strength in the team that might allow us to just hold on and maybe even sort of nick an extra goal. But I agree that Kobbie Mainoo should be playing in this team. I still don't understand how Kobbie Mainoo's not getting a game. I don't get it. Something must be going on behind the scenes. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Gary Neville, I mean... Gary. What is he on about? Talking about Cesco in the way that he's talking. Benjamin Šeško's been good. And there is a lot more to come from that lad. And he's done really, really well. And it's weird now because you almost don't need to be a goal scorer to be a good centre forward these days. Because if you've got inside forwards that can score, you just need to be able to hold the ball up well and lay it off for the other players to score themselves. And it seems that we've got a really good goal-scoring inside forward now in Bryan Mbeumo, who has been absolutely fantastic. And I tell you what, I didn't know that Ruben Amorim had won Manager of the Month and Bryan Mbeumo had got Player of the Month. But fair enough, they have been class. Absolutely class. And yeah, Cunha looks like an absolute Rolls Royce. He looks like a Rolls Royce with a little bit of a bite. And he's a character, and I don't think he's quite as silky as most Brazilians, but he's certainly got the technique, but he's just got a little bit more fight about him than most Brazilians, in my opinion. He did play well against Liverpool. I do agree with Adam in that he might not be scoring goals necessarily or creating many, but in terms of relieving pressure and fighting and keeping the ball up the other end of the pitch, he's been outstanding. And that's the same with Benjamin Šeško as well. And Bryan Mbeumo has been scoring the goals, fair enough. It'll be interesting to see if the other players step up once Bryan Mbeumo has a little bit of a dry run of form, and particularly when he goes to the African Nations Cup. What's going to happen there? Is that when Kobbie Mainoo will get a game? And they'll put him in number 10, or they'll push Bruno up at number 10. Who knows? But yeah, considering the 18 months that United have had, it's hard to say anything negative at the moment, which is a welcome break when it comes to Manchester United. So yeah, long may this continue. The team just seems to be getting better and better, and I've been saying this for the past 12 months. Ineos's signings have been good. They have been good. I mean, Xerxes might not have set the world on fire, fair enough, but he's been all right. He'll probably get a game in January during the African Nations Cup if he's not sold during the winter transfer window, and he's done all right when he's come on, when he's been playing in the number 10 position, but he's not a number 9, that's the thing. So it'll be interesting to see what's happening there. But De Ligt's been an absolute colossus. I love De Ligt. Lenny Yoros just keeps on getting better and better and better and better. I want to see more from Agate, but it's not his fault if he's not playing. Cunha and Mbeumo, class so far. Benjamin Šeško's class, and yeah, the goalie Seny Lamens, it's almost like he's transformed the confidence of that team, and that's what's happened, because we were looking ropey until we signed him, and then once we signed him, we actually had a competent goalkeeper. I mean, he hasn't even done anything to set the world on fire. It's not like when David De Gea signed and he was pulling out all these highlight reel saves. He's just been consistent, solid, and just done his job, and that's all we needed. And it's funny football nowadays, because everything's about the system and the team and how well he plays and knits together, and no one's fantastic. Everyone just needs to be good at their job, and then the team will win games and it will climb the table. That's what football seems to be all about these days. But hey ho, the Big D's an old romantic. Well, he's not old, but he's a romantic. And he misses the days of Del Piero, Totti and Gabriel Batistuta. But hey ho, never mind that. Man United are doing quite well. Long may this continue, and I can't believe it's another international break. Sick of these international breaks, but it is what it is, and bring on Everton. Anyway, what do you guys think? What's good? What's bad about Man United? Thoughts in the comments, and the Big D will see you in the next one.